Hey Nutrition Pair fans, this is John. I wanted to take some time today to talk to you guys a little bit about dehydration and rehydration and some of the things that we can do it can help you not get dehydrated. Most of the time when we think about dehydration, probably one of the first things we think about is getting thirsty and having a dry mouth, which are some of the early signs of dehydration. You can kind of refer to them almost as minor dehydration, because once you actually start to get thirsty, you can actually be said that you are dehydrated. So we want to make sure we're drinking plenty of liquids to rehydrate ourselves. Now, some of the other symptoms and signs that you may have when you're talking about dehydration, not only the thirst and the dry mouth, but you may also have a lack of tears. You may find yourself not sweating like you typically would. You may also realize that you're losing power. Your energy's down, fatigue. Those are big signs of dehydration. Another big one, a lot of times you'll see this with athletes, is cramping. Not only is that dehydration, but when you're cramping, you may also be losing out on some of your electrolytes. I bring that up because when we start talking about lost electrolytes, that's when you start hearing people talk about using sports drinks with electrolytes to help replenish that. And it can be helpful in that, although not always necessary. If you're able to eat regular foods and drink plenty of water, then you'll be able to replenish those lost electrolytes anyway. So those are some of the things that you want to think about. All right. So we want to make sure that we're aware of whether or not we're properly hydrated. Another good way you can tell, outside of those other signs that we were talking about, is this right here. This is called our urine color chart. And if you check your urine, you'll actually be able to tell whether or not you're hydrated well enough. As you see up here, 1, 2, and 3 are actually some of your better colors for urine. As they start to get darker, as your urine starts to get darker, that's a bigger sign that you're becoming more dehydrated. If you get down here to 6, 7, 8, that could be an emergency situation there where you may actually require hospitalization. A good way to look at it, and I use these quite frequently when I'm talking to groups and trying to educate on hydration and dehydration, is looking at my urine samples here. No, this is not really urine. We're actually using apple juice and diluted apple juice to give you an idea of what the color should be like. You can see the clear one here. That would actually be considered a very good, a very well hydrated individual. As you start to get darker, as you see here, this one's telling us that, hey, we need to drink some more, right? So we need to get rehydrated. So if you notice that your urine's getting dark, then you want to make sure you're getting more fluids into your daily intake. Now, what should you drink? I've said it all along that we want to make sure we're drinking more water. Now, you can drink things like coffee and tea and sodas and things like that. It'll give you some flavor of what you're drinking, but it may not actually rehydrate you. So some people refer to it as having a net impact on your hydration status. So if you were dehydrated before you started drinking, say, coffee or tea, you may not get yourself properly rehydrated. So you want to be careful with that. We want to make sure we're choosing something that's going to rehydrate us, which is why we typically talk about drinking water. Now, I know we've all heard that we should have 8-ounce glasses, or about 64 ounces of water every day. Well, the research on that is not really that compelling, because all of us may need something a little bit different. But this gives us a good standard. As you see right here, I have my water, which is about 60 ounces or more of water. It's easy to drink. That's something we want to make sure we're doing throughout the whole day. I can actually use that as a pick-me-up during the day. When you're starting to feel down, maybe drinking a glass of water may get you going again. Another benefit of making sure you're drinking enough water, and a good way to tell if you're dehydrated, is to look at your skin. You may notice as we get dehydrated, you start to take on the appearance a little bit more of a raisin, which is a dehydrated grape, right? But a good way to do it is to actually do what's called the skin turgor test, which you can hold your skin up and see how long that skin holds up in that one position. The longer it holds up in that position, it's a better indicator that you may actually need to be drinking more liquids. You may be becoming dehydrated. So we want to make sure we're staying away from that and just being careful with with our hydration status. Now, another really good way to get fluids into our diet is to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits and vegetables, great source of fluid. So don't think that all your fluid has to come directly from drinking water. You can satisfy some of your fluid requirements by eating more fruits and vegetables. And think about things like this. You can get not only fluid, but you can also get more nutrients if you're eating something like oatmeal, which a lot of times we cook in boiled water, right? So again, that's fluid that you can count towards your overall status. So the one thing that we want to make sure we're doing, making sure we're drinking plenty of water every day. If you want to have some of those other drinks, coffee, tea, sodas, that's fine, but we want to try to have as little of those as possible. What we want to do is make sure we're getting more water, making sure we're eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, making sure we're staying hydrated, checking our urine, and make sure we're on top of things. Hey, if you need more information, make sure you check out nutritionpair.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. If you have any questions, you can email us. We'd be more than happy to help you out. nutritionpair.com. Hey, thanks. Stay hydrated, guys.